to improve and take control of your health.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. Ugh, it's frustrating. Let's end your frustration by signing up for fiber internet in Clinton. Click the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
It's no secret that employers are having a difficult time hiring qualified personnel, whether full or part-time. The Miller Media Group wants to help you, the employer, to find the candidates you're looking for. That's why we've created IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. This website is part of a broad radio and internet employment campaign available through the Miller Media Group. Contact your account manager or email sales at randyradio.com for more information. IllinoisJobPost.com is where we put the power of radio and the internet to attract prospective candidates.
News time is 8 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Wednesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast, streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Maroa-Forsyth is celebrating FFA Week by reaching all the district students on the WHOW Afternoon Farm Show Tuesday. Maroa-Forsyth FFA Chapter President Taylor Crouch told Regional Radio they've been working hard to make an impact on all areas of the school.
Yeah, so we've been planning a lot over the past month and a half. It's not easy to plan out FFA Week. We have to reach a lot of different parts of the school and everything. So we are doing something each day. We started off on Sunday. We had a member event. And ever since then, it's just kicked off. We did something yesterday with the officer team. And we also today are looking forward to meeting with the 8th graders and on into the week. 8th grade day, which Emery can touch on a little bit more, we're doing today. Mm-hmm. And then Wednesday, we make breakfast for lunch for the teachers every year, just to show them that the FFA is there for them. And so we provide lunch for them. It's a whole lunch. We do pancakes, waffles, sausage, whole bunch of stuff. And they always love that every year. And then let's see, Thursday, we are again at the middle school with an activity from the FFA. Mm-hmm. And we also are giving coloring sheets to the grade school to enter into a coloring contest for each class. And then Friday is our Farm to Fairways, and that's our big alumni event that we're really excited for.
Chapter reporter Emery Bunselmeyer explains they visit with the Maroa-Forsyth 8th graders to learn more about their interests and encourage them to join FFA when they reach high school.
So for our 8th grade meetings, today we're going to do a Who Are You FFA emblem coloring, where they're going to just fill in some personal details about them, and we're going to talk to them about our FFA chapter and what we do. And then on Thursday, we're going to do a brat tasting with them. And then, like Taylor said, we're taking coloring sheets to the grade schoolers so they can color, and maybe hopefully we'll get to read to them one day this week.
Yeah, we not only do 8th grade, I should say, we also do 6th grade and 7th grade.
Okay.
Right now, we've been working on a pig grant that we go over every Tuesday and Thursday that Emery kind of heads, so we're really excited about that.
The chapter recently received a $2,000 grant that will allow them to teach younger students about pigs and the pork industry. Bunselmeyer notes the grant goes towards the teaching materials and activities for students. Keep up with all things Maroa-Forsyth FFA by visiting them on Facebook. Lincoln High School is celebrating FFA Week with assemblies throughout the week. On the WHOW Afternoon Farm Show Tuesday, Lincoln FFA chapter reporter Morgan Sheely told Regional Radio their FFA Week celebrations consist of assemblies, a duck hunt, and hog calling.
We got a lot of people involved. We just had our first assembly today, and then the week's going to go on with hour-long assemblies here as we plan activities for our high school students to participate in. So Wednesday, so tomorrow, we have a big, more informal assembly where we just announce our sponsors and recognize all the people in our chapter and all their accomplishments throughout the year that we've been through. Thursday, we have a duck hunt that will hide rubber ducks around the school for students to go find, and then at the assembly early in the morning, they'll throw it and try to hit a target. And then Friday, we have hog calling, which we have people being involved in.
Sheely indicates their officers begin planning for FFA Week months in advance. This year, they teamed up with the student government to make sure everything is planned down to the finest detail.
Our officer team, we spend a good while, a couple months, planning week activities. We plan how we want to do things, and this year we paired with student government, so we had to talk to them throughout this process, and And it's just taken a long time, a lot of planning, a lot of teamwork together to make sure things happen good. Well, not really. We have our 6 officers and then a few student government people every once in a while that come in. We work during school hours and we have a small advisory period. And then if we can't make enough time in that, we plan outside of school hours where we stay right after school and get to planning for however long it needs to be.
Chapter President Jasmine Leon says FFA Week is special because of the amount of activities they get to have. She says the school administration let them change up the schedule for 2025.
So we have a ton of assemblies here. Usually we just have one around Wednesday or Thursday, but this year, thankfully our admin was kind enough to give us an assembly every day. So today was kind of taken over by student government. We kind of just introduced the dress-up days, but tomorrow I believe we will be performing opening and closing ceremonies for our officers. So great way to get those out, memorize, make sure that they're good to go. We'll have some creed presenters, so a chance for those freshmen to kind of exhibit the skills that they've been using.
Check out all things Lincoln FFA chapter by following them on Facebook and Instagram. And you can find replays of all our FFA week interviews on the Afternoon Farm Show at the WHOW Facebook page and YouTube channel. Last week, Warrensburg-Latham students had an early dismissal, and it allowed several agencies in central Illinois to converge on the small school for an emergency drill. On the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday, Cheryl Warner, superintendent of Warrensburg-Latham schools, told Regional Radio they were able to do a reunification drill that day, and estimates around 300 people participated in the event.
We invited all Macon County-related districts, partners, and agencies to be involved in this. My district had a pre-planned early dismissal that day, so we used this as a professional development activity for our staff. We had approximately 300 adults there, which would have included all Warrensburg-Latham staff, along with an additional about 90 to 100 volunteers from other agencies, school districts, law enforcement, over 50 law enforcement officers from all over. This was not by any means exclusive to Warrensburg. We had Decatur Police Department, we had the Park Districts, we had Macon County Sheriff's Department, Logan County. We had Illinois Emergency Management from throughout multiple counties as well.
The event went on without student involvement. Warner explains they wanted to focus on making sure her staff was able to execute their portion of the plans they had in place, and notes there were also a few wrinkles they added to the drill that were not expected. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. Ugh, it's frustrating when you struggle to stay connected. You shouldn't have to worry about your internet in Clinton. It should just work. Well, let's end your frustration. Get internet at the speed of light from Connexus. With incredible residential speeds up to 5 gig, Connexus offers reliable, unlimited internet in Clinton at unbeatable prices with no contracts and no installation fees. Fall in love with your internet again with Connexus. Visit CONXXUS.com. Fiber not available everywhere. Terms and conditions apply.
SIU Family Medicine wants the best health for you and your family. Be a champion. Protect your loved ones. The SIU Center for Family Medicine of Lincoln is accepting new patients. Click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com to schedule your appointment.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the Big 1520 daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus, streamed at DeWittDailyNews.com on the WHOW mobile app and Amazon Alexa. Plus, hear a best of Clinton sports broadcast Saturday mornings at 10. All brought to you by Keith Wade, your country financial representative, Studio 505, and our exclusive sponsor for our player of the game, Surf Pro of Piatt DeWitt Counties, the leader in fire, water, and mold restoration.
45 Bible.
With SRN Sports, I'm Andrew Stewart. Top 25 college hoops winners yesterday. Kansas reaches a low point with its uncharacteristic struggles in Big 12 play.
The number 23 Jayhawks lost 91-57 to BYU Tuesday night, matching their largest margin of defeat in Bill Self's tenure after previously losing 85-51 to USC in the second round of the 2021 NCAA tournament. It also marked the first time Kansas, the preseason number 1 in the AP Top 25 poll, lost by 30-plus points against an unranked team since the poll began in 1948.
That's correspondent Tasha Stevens reporting. Other top 25 hoops winners yesterday: Florida dominates Oklahoma 85-63. Houston pounds Arizona State 80-65. Mississippi State over Texas A&M 70-54. This is SRN Sports. Some baseball news: the son of a Hall of Fame slugger about to become baseball's hottest commodity.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. plans to enter free agency following the passing of his deadline to reach a long-term agreement with the Blue Jays. A four-time All-Star at age 20, Guerrero said during the offseason he would cut off negotiations when he reported for spring training. Guerrero has a one-year, $28.5 million contract for the 2025 season.
That's correspondent Gettin' Coolball reporting. Meanwhile, a person with direct knowledge of the situation says Justin Turner has agreed to a $6 million one-year deal with the Chicago Cubs. The person confirmed the deal to the AP on condition of anonymity. In hockey, the general manager of the U.S. team in the Four Nations Face-Off tournament says he would welcome a visit from President Trump to the championship game between the U.S. and Canada this Thursday night. With sports, I'm Andrew.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard on WHOW and all its digital platforms, the Clinton Lady Maroons fell to Bloomington Central Catholic 69-59 in the semifinal round of the girls' Class 2A regional postseason Tuesday night in Bloomington. The Maroons were led by Serve Pro of Piatt DeWitt County's player of the game, Carly Anderson, who scored 25 points. 9 of those came from beyond the arc. Clara Dempsey had 15 points and was 5 of 6 at the free throw line, while Avery Smith chipped in with 8. The Saints were led by Kate Stolfa, who scored 16 points. Logan Shanks and Emmy Hury chipped in with 12. With the loss, the Lady Maroons end their season 25-8 overall. The Lady Saints go to 23-8 and advance to the regional championship game on Thursday. Tune in to our next Maroon sports broadcast when the Clinton boys basketball team takes on Argenta-Oreana on Friday night. Tip-off is 7:30 and can be heard on WHOW and all its digital platforms. In a game heard on WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com, Tyler Blythe scored 10 of his 14 points in the fourth quarter. Gatsby Grant scored all 11 of his points in the second half. And Matthias Rudolph provided an early spark en route to a game-high 15 points as Monticello toppled Tolono Unity 59-44 in Illini Prairie Conference High School boys basketball action Tuesday at the Rocket Center in Tolono. The Sages fell behind 5-2 early, and Rudolph came off the bench and scored 8 straight points to put Monticello up 10-7. The score was tied at 12 after one quarter. The Sages would lead 26-24 at the half. Grant found his groove in the third quarter, scoring 8 of his 11 in the frame, helping Monticello pull out in front 41-36 by the end of the third, aided by a brilliant pass from Tyler Blythe to set up a reverse layup and a kick-out to Grant on a drive through the paint for an open three at the top of the key. Blythe took over in the fourth quarter, hitting a pair of threes and knifed through the paint for a tough layup late that helped keep any hopes of a Unity comeback out of reach. Blythe's fourth quarter performance stood out in a crowded field for the Serve Pro of Piatt DeWitt County's player of the game. Unity was led by Dane Eisenmanger's 11 points, and Mason O'Neill had 10. Unity falls to 22-8 overall and suffered its first loss in the Illini Prairie to go to 8-1 in the conference. Monticello goes to 16-12 overall and finishes 5-4 in the Illini Prairie. Like last year's upset win in the final week of the regular season, the Rockets and Sages could match up again in the regional as they both head to Westville next week for regional play. Monticello wraps up the regular season at home Friday night, hosting second-ranked Bismarck-Henning at the Seaver Center. Game time is 7 p.m. Hear the action on 95.9 FM WECC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. 4 players scored in double figures, and Maroa-Forsyth rolled to a 61-47 win over Riverton in Sangamo Conference High School boys basketball action Tuesday night in Maroa. Brady Doss scored 13 of his 18 points in a huge third quarter for the Trojans, while Cabron Lee had 17 points. The Trojans blew the game open with a 29-point outburst in the third. Mitch Williams had 14 points, and Kenny Morris added 10 for Maroa-Forsyth. The Trojans are 12-13 overall and 3-5 in the Sangamo. They will host Rochester tonight in a makeup game of an earlier postponement because of weather. Isaac Price scored a career-best 37 points and led Blue Ridge to a 79-76 win over Tri-County in Lincoln Prairie Conference High School boys basketball action Tuesday night in Kansas. The Knights survived late despite shooting just 16 of 30 at the foul line. Wesley Clark had 15 points for Blue Ridge, while Landon Slade had 11. Blue Ridge goes to 10-16 overall and 3-7 in the Lincoln Prairie Conference. They travel to Donovan Thursday night to wrap up the regular season. Carter Logue had a game-high 22 points, and Argenta-Oreana used a big third quarter to get by Cerro Gordo Bemint 67-50 in Lincoln Prairie Conference High School boys basketball action Tuesday night in Cerro Gordo. The Bombers led 23-22 at the half and came out and scored 29 points in the third quarter to break the game open. Damian Good had 16 for Argenta-Oreana. Tyson Oros chipped in with 10, and MJ Hall added 9 points. The Broncos were led by Will Fusen, who scored 15. CGB drops to 11-19 overall and 4-7 in the Lincoln Prairie Conference. Argenta-Oreana is 15-12 overall and 8-2 in the Lincoln Prairie Conference. They are home Thursday night hosting Arcola. Class 2A girls regional basketball semifinal action Tuesday night from the Bloomington Central Catholic Regional. Tremont downed Tri-Valley 60-51. From the Meridian Regional, Paris downed Arthur Levington Atwood Hammond 64-19, and Monticello toppled the regional host 38-35. Class 3A regional semifinal action from Tuesday. From Danville beat Champaign Central 46-34, and Decatur MacArthur beat Decatur Eisenhower 60-28. Meanwhile, Mount Zion was winners over Champaign Centennial 77-21. From the Peoria Regional, Morton beat East Peoria 68-34, and Lincoln edged out Limestone 49-47. From the Peoria Richwoods Regional, Dunlap down the regional hosts 63-53. John Tanji had 31 points, and 11th-ranked Wisconsin beat Illinois 95-74 Tuesday night to earn its 5th straight victory and end a recent run of futility in the series. Wisconsin had lost its last 9 matchups with the Fighting Illini, including an 86-80 loss December 10th at Illinois. Wisconsin had won 15 straight meetings before that. Tanji's big performance came 3 nights after he had 32 points in a 94-84 win at Purdue, which was ranked 7th at the time. He's the 4th player in school history to score at least 30 points in consecutive games. Wisconsin's Steve Crowell added a season-high 20 to go with 7 boards and 5 assists. John Blackwell had 16 points. Dre Gibbs Longhorn had 17 points. Ben Hummerkaus and Will Riley Ben Hummerkaus had 13 and Will Riley 11 for the 17-10 Illini, who are 9-8 in the Big Ten. The Illini did not have second leading rebounder Morez Johnson Jr., who's out with a broken wrist, and Tomislav Ivisic, Illinois' leading rebounder and second leading scorer, had just 7 points and 3 boards while playing through an illness. Blackwell made 3 straight baskets to turn a 13-all tie to a 19-13 Badgers lead, and Wisconsin stayed ahead the rest of the way. They had a 39-30 rebounding edge. Illinois came in with a plus 9.7 rebounding margin that ranks second among all Division I teams, only behind Milwaukee. Illinois out-rebounded Wisconsin 40-29 on December the 10th. Illinois faces third-ranked Duke on Saturday in New York. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Breathing problems can affect every aspect of your life. Breathe easier with Gibson Area Hospital Pulmonology Clinic and Dr. Ismail Bobat, now providing pulmonology health services to DeWitt County at Warner Hospital in Clinton. Dr. Bobat is an expert at identifying and treating pulmonology health conditions. Get the right diagnosis and treatment for your breathing problem with an experienced pulmonologist. For healthier breathing, book an appointment in Clinton today. Call